Alright, I think it's time that I spruce up this area. I do a lot of my filming here, and it's kind of just a bland, ugly wall. I think it's time to dress it up. Maybe I'll do some slat wall. Slat wall is a modern take on a pegboard system. I decided to go with this charcoal color here. I got it on Amazon. The link will be in the description below my YouTube video. You can see here that it has it's very versatile. So I decided that this would be the system of choice for above my workbench. And so let's get going on this, shall we? Alright, let's clean this out. I'm going to be moving all the tools and everything to the right and left of me. The camera is going to stay where it's at, most likely throughout the whole duration of this video. And what I'm going to be doing next is trying to find the studs on this wall. There is actually no studs above my head, which is, you'll be like, oh, that's kind of odd. Well, this is actually a split level, and the bedrooms are, well, one's actually starting right where my head is. And I'm going to need to fur out this wall to get past the electrical. Bump it out, and the way how the slat system works is that it's mounted on studs. And to the right of me, there's actually, there's no 16 inches on center for that one. So it's actually 22 and a half. I have this power strip right here. It's kind of unique. I was looking all on Amazon, everywhere else, for a decent power strip to mount against the wall. And this power strip actually gets mounted above your work area because it has two LED lights. But I liked it so much, I think it just looks unique. I'm going to just mount it against the wall right above my workbench. Problem is this is about 24 inches long, and I have to create a backer board to mount against the studs and then mount this against on the board. So let's take a look and see what it looks like. Alright, so here's my power strip that goes to my workbench, above my workbench. This power strip is actually meant to go above a workbench, because if you move these lights down here, or you turn them on, right here, very bright. And they fold down like that. But you know what? I can always use extra light when I'm working on things, and plus this is the best power strip I could find for the price. But in their infinite design, right? These are not 16 inches on center. So I had to get a sheet of plywood and then mount it that way, because using drywall anchors is not the best idea. And you got two USBs, and you got so the cord could go over and down. Pretty cool. Well, now I'm just thinking, should I bring the slat wall all the way to the ceiling or stop at the top of the cabinets? Well, after thinking about it, I'm going to just bring it all the way to the top of the ceiling. I have enough material, and I'm not going to put anything heavy or anything that will compromise the system that far up. So I'm now going to just fur out this wall so I could get around the electrical, and so the slat wall has something to attach to. The last board to the right is definitely the oddball, right? Everything is 16 inches on center like it's supposed to be, and this last one decides to be at 22 inches. Yeah, well, I'm not the one that built the house, so. But this sheet of plywood weighs a small ton, so now I'm just getting the measurements and between the cabinets, and I'm going to rip that part down, and let's do that right now. And now I'm going to go ahead and measure out the electrical and transfer that to the sheet of plywood. Sorry, it's a little bit fuzzy here, but it didn't focus. So that's what I have to work with. And I guess my brother caught wind of this, and he decided to come by. He's like, you are not going to lift that piece of plywood up. It weighs too much for a guy with one leg. So, yep, cameo appearance by my brother. He is he's actually a former carpenter, so he could whip this stuff out, and he's just verifying, hey, you're right, there is no studs. He's drilling through the wall. He's like, wow, I can't believe that. I'm like, I told you, there's no studs up there. That's where the other wall is for the other bedroom. So he's actually cutting out the for the electrical. We're going to mount it up there, send some screws through, and now he's going to lecture me about where I'm going to want to mount things. He's like, well, I think you should go up here. And I'm like, no, I want to go down here. He's like, well, no, Sheldon, look. Yeah, there's a little bit of a sneak peek. You grab the box. So we're doing our brotherly arguing, and now he's going to be on his merry way, and I'm going to continue on. Alright, now it's time to measure out the bottom piece. I'm going to just trim it, and definitely make sure that you wear safety glasses, guys. It's not worth losing an eye over something like this. So I am, when I measure things, I measure them like 30 times, it feels like. I spent a long time making sure everything lines up perfectly, and you know what, this isn't my trade. I like making things, sure, but sometimes it's like people say, right? Measure twice, cut once, right? Well, I measure like 30 times and then cut. And I like that perfect fit. I think it came out really well here. It's nice and snug, and I'm just admiring my work. All right, so now let's see about getting the slat wall up. All right, time to get this box. Yes, it is very heavy. And that's why it says heavy on the box. So if I can do it, I really hope others can. Now, when installing this, if you've done siding, it's almost identical. You have this J-channel trim that goes around everything. Now it's actually pretty miffed. I'm going to install it. I'm looking for more J-channel because you're supposed to get two 96-inch pieces. And it even says it in the manual. So I'm going through everything, the whole box, and I'm like, crap. I had to open up the other box and get the other 96-inch piece. Anyways, this bottom piece that goes around the power strip, it was the most complicated cut so far that I had to do on this. And you can use a jigsaw or a circular saw or pretty much anything that could cut wood to cut this product. And I'm telling you, you need to wear safety glasses, because when I was using the circular saw, chunks of plastic was just hitting me in the face. Not a very pleasant experience. But I get into a rhythm here, getting these up, because these were just a standard cut of 89 inches. And I was checking level after every 2 boards. So once I got to electrical outlet, I'm stopping, because I want to see if there's something that I can get to surround that electrical socket from Home Depot or somewhere, instead of just trying to trim it out with the J-channel itself. I am just so tired. Yeah, it's sorry about just doing a time lapse over there. I've created such a huge mess, and I need it to use the chair to like kind of move back and forth, and I really didn't have a good spot for the camera. So for my next videos, I'll show how I am cutting up the slat wall and everything, but I think it's coming out absolutely amazing. It just looks great. And you know, as you saw that my brother came over and helped, because he got wind that I was going to try to lift this real heavy piece of 1/2 inch plywood up by myself. And he did not want to hear any of that, so he came over and helped. And so anyways, I am just super tired. This took a lot longer than I ever thought. And I'm going to just get something to eat, get this video out, and take a shower. And I'm just full of sawdust. And yeah, I gotta just go ahead and finish up here and possibly get on a ladder, right? But anyways, I really appreciate you guys watching this. And I'm hoping that by the next video, we'll have it going all the way up to the ceiling, and taking care of something in the middle. And you probably already got a wind of when my brother was here when he was doing stuff. So anyways, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, give it a thumbs up. Don't do that, please. I think I deserve a thumbs up, and thanks again for watching. And stay tuned for the next one. Get this going. Thanks.